Hey everyone, it's me, not Nicola. But yes, welcome to this resort tour of All Star Music Resort. Now, one thing I will say is the lobbies of every All Star, so All Star Movies and All Star Sports, are exactly the same. The lobby, the food court and the gift shop all have the exact same layout, and the arcade. There's subtle differences between the pools and the rooms, like the layout of the resort, but other than that, if you've seen one All Star, you've seen them all. So this is essentially a tour of all All-Stars. But anyway, let's get to it. Okay, obviously this is the main entrance, so most people will be coming in this way. But obviously, because I'm walking, I'm going to be walking through the middle of the car park here. But I'm just going to give you a quick overview of the front of the resort. Because this is a Disney Valley resort, it kind of really leans heavily on the theming. So all the All-Stars, Pop Century and Art of Animation all have really intense theming. So it's very kid friendly, like you'll see later on, but each section has massive props surrounding their area. So for this trip we stayed in the rock and roll section, so we have massive jukeboxes and guitars and stuff. But yeah, we'll see that in due course. Okay, so this is the front of the resort. You'll notice all the people standing there. Basically this is where you get the buses, so the buses are the only Disney transport you can get at this resort. So basically each park is marked and you basically wait there for your bus. There's a bus roughly every 20 minutes, but they can be quicker depending on how busy it is. And then there'll be a board along this wall that tells you the bus times. But I'll quickly show you that now actually. Yeah, so as you can see, it's chaotic this morning. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning, that's why there's so many people here. But as you can see from the signs, each one is clearly marked for the park you want to go to. It's pretty easy. And then if we do it around here, this is the bus boards that tell you when the next bus is coming. Also in the sections just above the buses, you've also got the lockers. So if you order anything from Amazon, so if you want to order water or anything like that, so instead of taking the trek to Walmart, you can technically order it here and collect it when you arrive. Okay, I'm just on the other side of the building. So basically where I crossed over at the start was here. But I wanted to take you through the main lobby first. So obviously if you're arriving by taxi, you'll pull up here next to that red carpet, and that's where you'll get dropped off. This is also where you'll get picked up by Uber and Lyft and other rideshare services. You can also get them to pick you up at certain areas of the resort as well. But mostly these things will happen here. This is also pretty much where you'd wait for your Disney transportation to the airport if you have it. Okay, so this is the lobby. This is obviously where you check in, that's kind of obvious. So as I say, every All-Star resort has the same layout. So if you're into All-Star Sports, it would also look just like this, but obviously it would be sports themed, and the same thing with movies. And there's a little area for the kids, or anyone really, to watch shows while you're checking in. And then as we walk down here, we have the gift shop on the left-hand side. And then if we pan further to the left, you'll see these doors. And basically these doors lead to the buses. And the bus board I was talking about is just on the right hand side. And then if I spin around, this way leads to basically all of the resort, and then on the left hand side you've got the food court, and then on the right hand side there's an arcade. But seeing as we're here, let's have a quick look at the gift shop. So here we are in the gift shop. It's pretty much just regular toys, t-shirts, pins, all that kind of thing. But the useful stuff that you've maybe forgotten is at the very back. So at the very back of the gift shop you can get medicines, plasters, band-aids, whatever you call them, diapers, nappies, whatever you want to call them. And then there's also some food things, a couple of cereals, not a whole lot. And then you also can get bottled water here, although I would suggest getting water off-site because water here is very expensive. But there's also Coke products, milk, and then there's also alcohol and wines as well. Okay, so as we come out of the gift shop, I'm going to bank round to the left, and then we're going to go to the end of this hallway. So this is basically the main thoroughfare which we'll use most days to come from the resort to the bus. So here on the left we have the food court, and then on the right hand side we have the arcade, and then straight through these doors there's the main pool. But we'll go off to the right here and check out the arcade. Oh, it's not open yet, great. Okay, so the arcade's not open, but I'll give you a quick overview of what's in there. It's pretty much standard arcade. You can, there's wee top-up card machines. Just over here in the corner, I realise it's kind of hard to see. You can basically top them up with points, and then the points you can swipe on all the machines and then you can play them, but there's no tickets or anything and there's no prizes, so you are just literally playing them for the enjoyment at the time. So if I spin around from the arcade, we have the food court. So this is the only food option you have at the values. The values only have a food court and nothing else. If you set moderates and other ones, there's more options. But this is an example of some things you can get in the morning at least. You can also place a mobile order there too. So the food court's kind of sectioned off, so you've kind of got 4 areas you can order from. So you can get like coffee and well, there's popcorn during the day and pastries there. There's another pastry case here. Then you've got some breakfast options in this section, and then you've got more breakfast options over here. And then you've got this area called the market, where they do cold drinks and like sandwiches, and you can get beer and stuff and like small snacky things. So yeah, here's your sandwiches and stuff. And then there's eggs, cheese, and then like fruit cups and that kind of thing. And then there's pasta bowls. Sorry, pasta bowls? And there's salad bowls, and then you can also get beer and wine in here as well, and then you can also get your drinks. You can get Coke products here, but you can get these from the dispensers, which I'll show you in a second. And if you get a resort cup, you can then get not free drinks, you get unlimited drinks for the duration of your stay, and you can use those in all the resorts. So it's better value to get the resort cup, which is, where is the resort cup? Can I show you what I'm talking about? So these are the resort cups I was talking about. These are basically $21 roughly. I think it was $21 after tax. But basically, if you get more than 5 drinks in your entire stay, they're worth it. Nicola and I always get them, and we think they're good value. So obviously once you've ordered here, you just jump up to one of these tills, and that's you pretty much done. So this is the beverage station, so you get your napkins, your utensils, and all your drinks. So you can get coffee here, and then these are the things you can fill up, basically fill up forever with your cup. And then there's cocoa, hot chocolate sort of stuff, and there's peach tea, iced tea, and that kind of stuff. And then basically this whole thing is mirrored on this side. And then if I spin around from where I am at the end of the beverage station, this is the food court. I'll take a quick walk down there just so you can see it all. But yeah, it's pretty kind of simple, kind of fare really. It's kind of grab it, eat it, get out kind of vibe. But a top tip me and Nicola had is we didn't eat here too often, but when we did, we always sat down here because no one ever sits down here. But yeah, so this is the food court. I'm now going to go back to the main area of the resort and then pick up from where we left off. Okay, back outside the food court, and then we're going to whip around to our right here, and we're going to go outside to the main pool. I'm just going to tight, Nicky. Okay, so we've come out. We're staring at the main pool now. And then the other thing I forgot to mention is if we bank round to our left, there's also a bar, singing spirits this is. There's all cocktails and beers and all that kind of thing. There's also an entrance from the other side that I forgot to show you. But basically, a lot of the time, if you're walking from the resort, you'd actually use this door. So if I walk through this door, you basically come out just to the left-hand side of the beverage station I was talking about earlier. So this is where this comes out, and then this is the indoor entrance, or the indoor area for Singing Spirits, the pool bar. Back at the main pool, there's also a directory here that'll give you an idea. So basically, this is the main lobby here, and then all the rooms are at the top. So we are staying here, and for reference, to walk from here to there is 4.5 minutes at our pace. We walk quite quick, so I would say most people, quickest probably 4 minutes, slowest I would even give you 10. But yeah, it's pretty quick. So yeah, this is the main pool. I won't be able to show you this very well because obviously it's closed with the time of day it is. There's also some games here as well. There's also there's always a lot of things going on at this resort. I notice because it's very kid friendly. There's always something happening. So I'll just hold this here so you can have a look. And then this is the main pool. So basically you've got the preferred rooms on this side and this side. You pay a bit more for those, but you're paying the convenience of being close to the lobby. And then basically if you go a straight shot down there, you'll come across some more rooms in the same kind of layout. And then there's the quiet pool as well. And then this room is one of the 2 laundry rooms this resort has. I'm actually going to show you the second one down at the end because it's a lot quieter. So yeah, so then we will whip around this way. So yes, this is the first laundry room. But as I say, I'm going to show you the other one. So obviously at this time of day you can't cut through the pool, so you have to go around the sides here. And the other thing I was going to say, just for another reference point, I am now on the right hand side of the main pool. The main lobby is just behind this building, but also, if you can see through the light, just there is the main entrance that I started at, where the big star is, where you can get dropped off for Uber and stuff. And this is what I mean about the intense theming of this place. So this area is Calypso, and then there's also like a jazz area, and there's a rock and roll area, there's a Broadway area, and then there is a country sort of and western kind of vibe place as well. Okay, we're now at the other end of the pool. This is like a small like kiddie pool that's quite shallow, and the main pool's just behind it. To be fair, the main pool's only like 4.5 foot deep anyway. And then if I spin round, you've got the rest of the resort this way. And then your car parks are basically going to be down here and down here, but you can access them through many different ways through the resort. But we're basically sandwiched between 2 car parks. And if we go straight down here, this is where the quiet pool is. So now in the middle of the jazz area, this is the area you'd walk through a lot to get to the lobby. And if I spin around, you can see the main pool and the lobby behind me. And then if I whip through here, this next bit, and they're pretty close to each other really. This is the quiet pool. Now this is a value resort, so I wouldn't say this is a quiet pool. This is the quieter pool. But yeah, so there's more resorts. So this is basically like a hub, and then there's offshoots of resorts. There's offshoots of rooms. I'm gonna get past this guy quickly. So you've got the quiet pool in the middle, then there's rock and roll where we're staying, and then down there is the country section, and then over here is Broadway. And there's basically 2 buildings side by side and a walkway through the middle. They all just mirror each other. It's like the whole resort is just a nice kind of like geometric pattern. So this is the piano pool, this is the quiet pool I was talking about earlier. So I've just come round from where you've just seen me, I've come round to the left hand side. So we spin round, this is Broadway. There's like a road through the middle, and then there's like cinema theming on both sides. And then if I pan round and walk towards the quiet pool, You can see why this is called the piano pool in a second, because the whole thing's shaped like a grand piano. So you've got the bit you go in where the keys are, and then the pool itself. It's kind of hard to tell the shape, but so you can get life jackets for kids here, and then these two boxes here are towels, so you can grab towels and then return your wet towels. But if I come in around this side, this is the laundry room for this end of the resort. Both the laundry rooms are exactly the same, and there's also toilets here as well. Hey guys, it's future editing Craig here. Just thought I'd quickly explain what was happening with the laundry room there. It was really quiet and there was one person in there, and it was really awkward to try and record, so I couldn't do any audio, and I can't get the computer to dub the audio for me. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so in terms of the laundry room, you would have seen a vending machine at the start. That was filled with fabric softener and detergent and that kind of thing. It was $3.50 I think for the detergent and $2.50 for the fabric softener stuff. You could only pay by card, I noticed, just contactlessly, so just bear that in mind. So you can buy that there, and then there's also an app. Now it's displayed on the wall, but basically there's QR codes on the washers and the dryers. Literally just scan that with your phone like you would any other QR code, and you can pay with Apple Pay, so it's a quick process, and then you basically pick the number of the washer or dryer you've got, pay for that, and then you just activate the dryer or the washer. It's really simple. And another thing that's really good about the American washer and dryers we've noticed is that they dry things and wash things incredibly quickly. Like the dryer you get in an hour, and our clothes are always dried in about 20 minutes. So if you've got a lot of washing, you could technically dry them with one drying cycle. But anyway, back to regular Craig. Okay, I tried to show you the laundry room and the water dispenser as best I could, but there's a lot of staff and people in there, and it's very quiet, so it's kind of awkward. But yeah, I'll maybe dub over those bits with my lovely voice. But anyway, so I'm gonna come out of the laundry room and go straight up Broadway, just to quickly show you what some of the theming will be like, and then I'll show you where we're staying, and then that'll conclude our little tour of the resort. Quite a small resort. It's definitely the smallest resort we've stayed at. I've stayed at Pop Century, which is another value, which is a lot bigger. And I've also stayed at Caribbean Beach, which is a moderate. It's bigger than this, but there's less people in it. So yeah, you get an idea of some of the theming here. This is like stereotypical sort of Broadway attire on the walls. And then this section where you go up to the stairs is themed like a movie theatre. Then you've got the little like ticket booth underneath. So yeah, so I'll spin back round. Now coming up to the laundry room again. There's the quiet pool over there, and basically the laundry room is themed like a massive radio. It's kind of hard to tell when I was up close, but these are the connections to the back of the radio. This is what I mean by everything's very highly themed. But basically if I continue on around here, then I come basically onto the back of the quiet pool, which is just there. So on the opposite end of when we walk towards it. Now if I pan around to the left here, this is the country section. So you can see by the violins and the guitar that looks like a drum that I can't remember the name of. Someone can correct me on that. And the big cowboy boots and stuff. So here's another view of the quiet pool. So you've also got like ping pong, table tennis and stuff as well. So basically if I keep working my way around, we'll come up to the rock and roll section, which is where we're staying. And then if I pan around to the right, you can see another view of the quiet pool. So there's like a couple of ways into the quiet pool. I would argue that our laundry room was busier here because there's more offshoots of rooms that lead to this middle section, whereas technically up the front of the resort it's only those two that would use it. yeah, so there's another view of the quiet pool, and you've also got a Connect 4 game there you can play. If I spin round, this is the rock and roll section. I think this is the coolest looking section in my opinion. Also happened to be where we stayed, which was handy. But so as you can see, these are the stairs, or these are the side stairs. So each room, each building is exactly the same layout wise, every single one. Each one has stairs going up the side, and then 3 floors of rooms, and then the stairs in the middle as well. So this one's done up like an amp, and then you've got like the electric guitars and the jukeboxes and stuff. So these are the stairs for our section. So I'm actually going to take you to our room, just to give you an idea what it's like inside. So as I say, you've got the stairs at the sides, and then you've got the stairs here as well. If you want to use the lift, you can. The lifts are just in the middle, and then you've got the stairs here, and then each floor has an ice machine and vending, which is always in this area just behind where the lifts are. So we've got an ice machine there, and then a vending machine as well. And that ends our little tour of All-Star Music Resort. So as I say, All-Star Sports and All-Star Movies have very similar layouts. The rooms and the shape of the buildings are exactly the same. The layout might be different, but the lobbies are exactly the same in every resort. So basically, if you like the look of this, you'll like movies and sports. But yeah, that's gonna pretty much end that one, guys. Thanks for watching my little tour. Hopefully it was okay. I don't normally vlog on my own for this long during these trips, but yeah, the values are cheap. They're not cheap as Disney World. Nothing's cheap in Disney World, but they're a good option if you've got kids. They're a good option if you're not planning to spend loads of time at the resort. But yeah, it's you kind of get what you pay for. The rooms are nice, to be fair. We hope you enjoyed the little tour of All-Star Music Resort, and please like and subscribe and all that stuff that Nicola would say. But yes, if you want to see our full trip, Nicola will be uploading those pretty much any time. I'm not sure when she's putting this up, but there'll be a full travel day and a full vlog series of our trip. But there's also a vlog series of our last trip on her channel as well. But yes guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another resort tour next year, hopefully.